Hello, my name is Bartolomé Reich. I'm going to explain the activity that I have prepared for children who are studying in the third course of the secondary high school. Well, the subject is geography, and I have choose a test who talks about the high mountain landscape in nature landscape. Okay, this is the lesson that we are going to talk about. Well, three activities I have prepared to find out if the children have understood the text and the vocabulary. Well, the first activity is the easier of three. It talks about three keywords of the text related with the specific vocabulary of geography. Summit, climb, peak, mountaineering, and top are the five keywords, and the children have to choose between two meanings, and the one is right and another is wrong, and they have to choose the true meaning. Well, the second activity has middle level, and it talks about the main question of the test. The children have to read 3 or 4 times the text and then answer why, when, where, the typical structure of the question, and they have to write short answers saying the most important information of the test. If they answer correct the question, we will know that they have understood all the information of the text. Well, the final activity is the most difficult of three. It talks about the information that we have explained during the all lessons, the previously lesson in the classroom, and they have to connect the text information with the previous information. It's easier because it's really easy. It's easier than if they haven't any text, and I ask them, tell me why the weather is important in the high mountain landscape, for example. I have printed a map, and I have printed to a graphic with a picture with the 7 summit of the world, the most important summit of the world, and then they will have to write long answers saying why and explaining why, the relation between, in this case, the nature with the weather, the topography, the vegetation, etc. Well, this is the most difficult. When they have concluded, I would like to discuss about the activities. Well, the purpose of the activity. The purpose is that children start reading text related with newspapers, magazine, or they start watching documentaries related with nature and with the subject of geography. I think it's really interesting, and there are a lot of material that we can start doing this kind of activities. Well, the goals of these activities, yes, analyze the relation between natural elements, the knowledge of they have to know which are the 7 mountains more important in the world, and learn a specific vocabulary in geography, in this case in the different landscape that there are in the world. The contents of this activity is, for example, the weather. They have to know the specific vocabulary, like for example atmosphere, temperature, the rainfall. In the relief, they come to know how we can say summit, top, the differences, okay. And in the water, we can talk about the lake, the rivers, the snow, the vegetation, the rainforest, or for example the different vegetation that there are in the high mountain. Okay. Well, the structure of the activities are really clear. I have choose 3 activities, and the level is increasing. The first activity is really easy. They only have to read and choose. The second activity, we can find out if they know, if they are learning the vocabulary and the structure of the grammatical English language, because they have to answer short questions. And the third activity, the the is the highest level, and it's good to know if they are paying attention, at class, in classroom they are understanding all the things that we are talking about, because when we talk about the different landscapes, it's very good to relationate it again, the main elements that appears that in the, for example, high mountain, but it's completely different if we compare with sea sea landscape, for example. But there are points in common. For example, the weather. Sometimes there are landscape where the weather is really cloud and there are a lot of rainfall, for example. Innovate. The point of innovate is difficult to innovate because there are a lot of activities now, but I think it's really good, it's really useful, this activity for children, because they are going to know that they can start changing their habits. And why? Because they are going to read a text that talks about a boy like this, like them, that have climbed the 7 mountains more important in the world, and for them will be very attractive. Okay. And in this case, innovate is for this, for a start to change their time in their free time will change. I will talk about this, that they can start doing trekking or climbing in a future time. Why not? And to conclude the assessment of the activities, the first activity will have a 25% of the final task because it's the easier. The second activity will be the 35 of the final mark, and the third activity the 40%. And to conclude, I think that this activity will be very good for their skills in reading and writing, and very good to start changing their mind and looking that they can use the thing that they are learning. The information is really useful for their real life, okay, for their daily routine. That's all.